From first thing in the morning to last thing at night, children are absorbing the words that they hear around them and learning about their world. The experience is an important one. The number of words a child hears in its early years will determine their academic success and IQ later in life. But some children do not hear as many words spoken as others. By the age of 3, children born into poor families will have heard 30 million fewer words than those from wealthier ones. One reason for this word gap is that parents of high socio-economic status interact with their children more. And this is why 3- and 4-year-olds, like these children at a Chicago fee-paying nursery, can reach school age as much as 2 years ahead of others. Once established, this difference may even grow. New research presented at the American Association for the Advancement of Science shows that the word gap can even be seen in the brain. Kim Noble from Columbia University in New York has found that children from higher income backgrounds have larger brain volumes in areas that support language.
Here in this figure, we have highlighted 2 areas of the brain that support different aspects of language processing. Very broadly, the dark blue area, or the left inferior frontal gyrus, largely supports language expression, whereas the light blue area, or the left superior temporal gyrus, largely supports language understanding. Of course, all children's brains grow as they get older. These areas are no exception, but what we found was that among higher SES children, at older ages, relatively more neural real estate was dedicated to these regions relative to other regions in the brain and relative to children from lower socioeconomic families.
I lay golden eggs for a bowl of turnips.
Many think the solution is to make preschool more widely available in America. But researchers at the American Association for the Advancement of Science say that the word gap begins far earlier than this.
This achievement gap begins really early. We have evidence as young as 18 months, and that there's a big difference between children in low SES, socioeconomic status families, and high SES families. And these gaps don't disappear. If anything, they may get a little wider or pretty much stay constant. But they're there much earlier than we had thought.
Dana Suskund runs the 30 Million Words Initiative in Chicago. Her project is teaching parents the best ways of talking to children.
I think the policy implications are simple. If we truly want to make a difference, preschool is too late. If we really want to make a difference, we need to go where it begins, between 0 and 3, and in the home. So it is really through the power of parent talk that true change can occur. The research is clear. The impact of children's early language environments have an indelible impact on children. It is in fact the beginning of the achievement gap as we know it.
This device is a word pedometer. Attached to a child, it measures how many words a child hears every day. Researchers use it to measure what is happening in the home, but data from Lena has turned out to be invaluable to parents who are trying to improve their child's cognitive development. Sitting in front of a TV, though, does not work. Children have to have stories read to them and to be engaged in conversation, even if they're not speaking back.
We get the device and the shirt back from the family, and then we just hook it up to the computer. And after a few hours of uploading the data, it generates this report where we can actually see, based on the day, hour, or minute, exactly how many words the child hears and says.
By the ages of 8 to 9, 81% of children from low-income families in America do not have age-appropriate cognitive skills, a deficit that can be traced back to the words they heard in their early years. The benefits of something so simple as talking to young children and exposing them to rich language are enormous, because by the time children reach the age of 5, their brains have already done most of their growing. A boost in parent talk, scaled up across America, could start to erase the differences that are a major contribution to low levels of academic performance. Spending money to erase the achievement gap will pay off later in lower costs of social welfare, higher tax revenues and economic growth.
1, 2, 3.
Most important of all, though, every child will have a real chance to reach their full potential.
The Economist.